Welcome back. Manchester United have won 3-2 out in Cyprus, which means that Group E looks like this. Manchester United are in second place with 6 points. Real Sociedad beat 10-man Sheriff by 2-0 tonight. David Silva was on the score sheet for the Spanish side, meaning that they stay top of the group with 9 points. They've got a 100% record, winning all 3 of their matches. And Omonia remain bottom of the table without any points from their first 3 games. But in the end, Manchester United managed to turn things around. It's kind of strange, really, when we sit here and look back at half-time, where we were all a bit shocked that Manchester United were trailing by 1-0 against Omonia. And now they've gone and turned the game around and won 3-2.
Yeah, we always confident they would come back into the game. They had plenty of chances in that first half an hour, and you always felt they'd come back and score a goals and get the win. Look, it wasn't a convincing win, which you'd expect, and give them only a credit for that. No, they created some chances themselves, defended well, the keeper was really good. So, but the only thing to come out of tonight is they've won the game. They
won the game, and at the time when they went 1-0 down in the first half, Owen, they'd actually had all of the shots in the game. Omonia scored with their first shot of the match, and it was Karim Ansarifid who scored for them, but it came from a Manchester United free kick. How did they let this happen?
Well, Eric Ten Hag will be really annoyed because the ball can't end up back all the way in the counter-attack, you know. Jadon can't play it back into Malacia. They can't get caught, gets it underneath his feet, and as Scholes said, you know, credit, you know, they counter-attack, and it's a brilliant finish. That was virtually their first attack. You know, United should have been up by 1 or 2 at least. But that's a decision where you can't get caught in possession there, Jules. You just can't. You got to clip it over the top. You got to go back to the keeper. But they don't have the numbers back. Christian Eriksen's the only one really running back with any intent. I don't know how that's possible, considering he's the only one. There should be more bodies in there. But it was a fantastic finish against the run of play, you'd have to say.
Yeah, it's a really good finish, as Owen said. It's probably the only area of the goal where he could actually do it, but there's so many things wrong with that. The organisation was poor. Sancho going backwards when he's at the edge of his box, you'd expect a little bit more from him, and Malacia's bad touch. And then the reaction of Sancho as well, he starts to walk back, and like, as Owen said, Eriksen sprints back, Marta sprints back, but ultimately they can't stop the goal.
Lots of questions probably would have been asked at half-time. What do you think Eric Ten Hag would have said to the players? Well,
he made 2 subs straight away, and he took Jadon Sancho off, and he took Malacia off. Basically, what he's saying was, that was your guys' goal. And he's making a point to the team. And, you know, sometimes you have to be consequent, you know. Sir Alex was with us at times, and I think that, you know, that goal, I think, epitomised the fact he wasn't happy. He made some changes, and they had a huge impact on the game. Marcus Rashford was by far the best player on the pitch when he came on. Had a huge impact. Martial scored again. So I think in that sense, you know, the manager deserves a lot of credit for making subs, making big call at half-time.
Yeah, and it didn't take long in that second half for Marcus Rashford to get the equaliser. But what about the ball from Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, great pass. I'm not sure what he's doing so deep, but it's a fantastic pass. We know he's capable of that. And as Owen said, Marcus was as lively as I've seen him. It actually wasn't a great first touch, and then he ends up coming back. Cristiano, I think, makes a brilliant run for him, which creates a space. And too often you see Marcus, when he gets in that position, he tries to burst the ball, he tries to absolutely burst the net. And for this one occasion, it's a nice, cute side foot finish, and he's shown a little bit of composure that he probably hasn't done in the past. Credit
to Eric Ten Hag for the substitutes as well, though. And the last 5 goals scored by Manchester United have all been scored by substitutes.
Well, they have really good options. You know, they have a big group of players to pick from. And it's nice to see, actually, Marcus, such a great athlete, you know, running in behind, making a forward run. When you have guys like Bruno, you had that with Scholes, you know, just make a run, he'll find you. You know, and it's a good run from Marcus, and it's a fantastic ball from Bruno Fernandes. So I think in that sense, it's nice to see not everybody coming short, get it into feet, running behind, because guys like Bruno and Scholes, they'll find you.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford had a good night. 2 goals and an assist involved in all 3 of Manchester United goals tonight. Let's hear from him now. He's with Danny Jameson.
Marcus, maybe a little more difficult than you would have wanted tonight, but is that just a case of job done?
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, job done, but we would have liked to have played better. I wouldn't say that we defended bad. I just think it was just mistakes, and, you know, mistakes happen in football, so we have to move on. But, you know, the least mistakes that we can make, the better for us.
Given the way that the first half went, what did the manager say to you at half-time?
I think you know, the first 35 minutes until they scored, we was playing well. We had a good movement. we could have probably just got in behind them a little bit more and had a bigger threat on the goal. But I thought we played well, watching in the first half. And then when he made the subs, he just wanted us to be, a little bit more dynamic, a little bit take more chances going forward, and just try and score goals. When you're 1-0 behind, that's what we need to do. So it was positive. It was good at half time. We made positive changes and got back into the game.
So you came on at half time, playing off the left, scored twice. I think that's all of your goals this season. You've come playing off the left-hand side. Do you feel more comfortable there? Do you feel that's your best position?
I think I can play both. I think probably left side's a bit more natural for me. But I enjoy doing both positions and just helping the team. I think that's what's important, and we have a lot of players in the squad that can play in a few different positions as well. So it's a big positive to have. And if we've got injuries and stuff like that, you never know what's going to happen, and you have to do your best to play in whatever position is needed.
The substitutes really made a difference. Anthony Martial, I think, scored with his first touch. When he's playing the way he is, he's still rebuilding his fitness. How good can he be? How useful will he be for the rest of the season?
He's a massive player for us. He has been for a long time, and when he's happy and when he's at it, is an unbelievable player, and I've always enjoyed playing with him. It was nice to link up with him today to score his goal, and we'll be looking to do that more and more. So. I think it's good for him. We've both been injured. He's been injured a little bit longer than me, so it's good for him to get minutes. And then for the second game in a row, he's come on and scored goals and made a good impact.
Obviously, after Sunday, maybe talk of trying to rebuild the confidence that may have been knocked a little bit with that result. Do you think this is the first step, just stacking these kind of results?
Yeah, I think any games, the next opportunity to do better than your last game, and it was massively needed after the weekend. To come in difficult circumstances, it's a positive result for us. Like I said, we just need to tidy up the mistakes, and we'll be fine.
Well done tonight. Thank you.
For him, and he talks about that link up with Anthony Martial, both of them coming on as substitutes. How effective could that partnership prove to be this season for United?
Well, yeah, you'd like to think so. We know both lads are really talented. They're quick, they can finish, they can go either way. You'd like to see a bit more often from them, I suppose, a bit more consistency. But the quality's there. They're capable of doing a lot more for the team. I think there's a lot of goals in this Manchester United team. I do worry what's behind it. I think they're far too open at times, especially against a team tonight who, you wouldn't expect to score 2 goals against them, but every time they went forward, United looked open. I think they've got to try and get that midfield partnership, or the 2 or 3 in there right. I think Casemiro brings a lot of control, a lot of composure to the midfield, but he needs legs around him. He had that at Real Madrid. If he's going to play on Sunday at Everton, he needs that around him to try and protect that back four.
Well, Rashford mentioned that he thought that 2 goals that they conceded were down to individual mistakes rather than poor defending all over the pitch. Do you echo that?
Well, the first goal, definitely. That's why the manager made the 2 subs. Basically what he's saying is the 2 guys that made the mistake, he took them off. I think they have made some mistakes this season. And with Scholes, that wasn't technically a great side. They didn't have much of the ball. They didn't keep it really well, but they still managed to score a couple of goals. So I think in that sense, if off the back of conceding 6 against Man City, 8-2 is not fantastic. And Everton are in a decent run of form. So they need to tidy up defensively. I'm with Scholes. I think they'll always score goals, United. They've got so many good attacking players. But the problem is they're just conceding a little bit too much.
Well, let's take a look at Anthony Martial's goal, because we saw the link-up between Rashford and Martial for this one. It was a lovely little assist from Rashford, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Look, he was brilliant when he came on. He was lively, he was doing everything, running in behind. And again, a lovely little flick there. And it's the kind of finish you expect from Martial. Look, the lad's got real ability. He's been quiet for a year, 18 months now. And we know, I think every United fan and whoever's watched United, this lad has got real talent. We're not sure what's happened to him. Maybe injuries, confidence-wise, maybe not being happy. I don't know. But the lad has got ability. We just need to see it more often. He came on Sunday, obviously scored them 2 goals. And there's potential for this lad to score a lot of goals for Man United. I just hope he can take his chance now.
It's interesting because we talked before the game about the fact that Erik ten Hag didn't bring Cristiano Ronaldo on in the derby when they were 4-0 down. He brought Martial on. He got his goals. How much confidence would that have given him, despite the result, to be able to come onto the pitch tonight and do what he did?
Yeah, I think he's the type of player that needs confidence, because I think when he has it, he's a handful. He's a proper player, and I think he's good when he's always on the move. You know, when he's running forward, I think he's really good. I thought Martinez played some great balls into the centre forwards quicker, so they're able to get it and turn and run at people. Marcus looks great doing that. Martial looks great doing that. I think when they have their back to the game, you know, when they have to be almost like a wall player. I don't think either of them like that, Scholes, do they? They kind of want to be on the move and running at people, and they're very, very good.
Time, Manchester United are 1-0 behind to a side fourth in the Cypriot League. Can you quite believe it, Paul?
No, not really. Look, for 30, 35 minutes, it was the game we all expected, keeping possession, creating chances. And then for the last 10 minutes of the half, the Cypriot team really took control, obviously scored a goal, which we'll have a good look at. Plenty of things wrong with that, and look, United have been made to pay for missing a lot of really good chances.
Omonia scoring with their first shot on goal through Karim and Sarafat, the Iranian forward. But how on earth have Manchester United allowed that to happen, Owen?
Well, it makes it worse that it was United's free kick. You know, Jadon really, he's just got to find a way to get it in the box. Plays it back to Malacia, and he gets caught. You can't get caught there. And look, it's a quick transition. It's a good transition. But from your own set piece, I mean, it's a brilliant finish. I have to say, it's a fantastic finish. But there's no way. Eriksen's the only one that senses the danger. He's the only one running back, you know, at speed. In the end, he gets back in, but he's outnumbered. They don't track the runner. Great touch and a fantastic finish. But from your own set piece, that just can't happen.
Yeah, look, Sancho, right from the off, going backwards to Malacia, who's on his own, organisation-wise, you can also question, you normally have a couple back. So going backwards there was a big mistake, leaving Malacia on his own. He gets caught in possession. His technique wasn't great, and you got to give the lad credit, as Owen said. It's a wonderful finish.
Omonia grew in confidence after that and had a lot more of the ball than we saw prior to that, because as you mentioned, Paul, up until that goal, it was all United with the chances. Why weren't they able to find the back of the net?
Good question. A bit of a combination of good goalkeeping, especially good defending. United being sloppy. I think this is some really good chances that they created. I don't think Cristiano can do much better than that. It's really good centre forward play, good first touch, and the smash it was a left foot. It's a really good save, and I think the lad actually heads the crossbar here.
He does.
And I think he gives a foul for indirect free kick. But look, there are plenty of chances. What you'd expect in that first half an hour. And Anthony, he's not done a lot in the game. He hasn't really beat his man as often as you'd like him to. Great effort, but a great save on him.
Yeah, I mean, they've had enough chances. They should have been up,
Yeah.
Jules. They should have been up in the game. And you get punished. You know, there's no way they should be down in that game. They should have been up, and they concede a sloppy goal. I'm sure Erik ten Hag will be disappointed, but they have plenty of time to go and fix it and get a couple goals, or if not more.
Will they feel like they can turn things around in the second half? I mean, this is a really strong Manchester United team that are behind.
Yeah, they'll have every confidence on it. Look, they're a little bit of disappointment from the weekend still, possibly, but they've had so many chances in that first half now that you'd expect them to create more chances, and you'd expect them to eventually score a couple of goals.